What is up, music junkies? Thank you for tuning in today. We have a very special guest with us, SED8 from Australia. How are you?
I am so good and I'm very excited to be on the show. Very, very excited. I love what you guys do.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming on. Really appreciate that. So, the first question I want to ask you is how did you get started in music? Like, how did you find out that, hey, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm good at?
Well, I've been writing ever since I was very young, and I love writing poetry and things like that. Music came about when I was about 8. I started singing on stage. My family forced me to sing Indian songs on stage, which is really like it's embarrassing. I would never show anybody this. But it started with that, and as I got older, I was like, wait a minute, I can actually sing. I didn't know I could sing. I realized that I could, and then I fell in love with music and I fell in love with a lot of different artists, but my main genre was always R&B and hip hop. So I think I got inspired through that, but it was just by fluke, I think I realized.
It was all
And that's how,
accidental.
yes, it was. It absolutely was. And I only started making like beats and things like that 2 years ago. Before that, I kind of didn't have any faith in myself, to be honest. So it came
Ooh.
about quite strange.
Well,
But I
who are
started.
some of your inspirations that you do have that you go to for that you
Did
would
you find me? I
closely?
got Tupac there.
Oh,
Hands up.
hell
All
yeah.
right, cool points
That
immediately.
Tupac, I mean, that's my all time favorite artist, hands
Oh,
down. And I've said this a
Oh,
million times.
I love him. He is. I've got Tupac everywhere, even in my house downstairs. I got like Tupac there as well. So obsessed. And also Left Eye, Lisa Left Eye. I love
Okay.
her. Um, and I loved, like Aaliyah. There's a new artist on town. Her name's Banks, which is not too new, but have you heard of her? She's called Banks. She's one of
thanks.
she's one of my other favorites as
Sounds
well.
familiar.
Um,
I had a friend that was all up on her. Not like all up on her, but like she just really dug her music. Um,
Yes. So they're my favorites. And also, you've got the J Lo, and I also loved like LL Cool J and anybody like West Coast, East Coast. That's the stuff that I love listening to. So as soon as you put on some gangster music, I'm like, yeah, that's my jam. It's
All
time
right,
to get
so
some
you said
Azay.
you listen to gangster music, but your music's R&B. So what's your R&B inspirations?
My R&B. Oh, my R&B inspirations. Well, Aaliyah was R&B, so
Yeah.
she was one of my inspirations. I would say obviously TLC, and when I saw them live, I think I cried for more of the time than enjoyed them on stage when they came to Australia. So they were my favorite because I think they were a mix. They were singing and rapping, and I
They
love
were
and I love.
they were doing both the hip hop and R&B style
Yes. And
pop
I think
ish.
that's what I'm trying to go for at the moment is rapping and singing at the same time, which is what I did in one of my newest songs. So I think I also loved, Boys to Men and like I could Pretty Ricky was one of my favorites as well. Oh my God.
You
oh my
I'm
gosh, you're
all
like
over the
all
place.
over my '90s jams.
you know
Holy cow!
the first CD
You're
I
here.
ever owned was before tapes I had tapes, but the first actual CD that I had was the Boys to Men album. The first Boys to Men album. I would bump that. I was so young. I would bump it and think I was like the coolest kid in the world.
What about Coffee Brown? I don't mind them either. They're pretty cool.
You know, it's kind of crazy. So you're talking about gangster, and I'm trying to picture you like driving around town, bumping Tupac or bumping Notorious B.I.G. or whatever the case is.
That's what I do. I'm not joking. That is literally what I do. Like I'm Tupac everywhere, and as soon as I'm driving, my mum's sitting next to me a lot of the time. So you got my mum, my boo number one next to me, and you got my boo number two. I'm playing him like as loud as I can, and people are just like, "Wait, what the hell?" Because you're hearing the amount of swear words that
You're
come out of
just like,
Tupac now.
Yeah.
I'm just rapping along, and yeah, it's not a normal scene, I think.
okay, makes sense. So so now we know what some of your inspirations are. What are some genres that you're just like pump the brakes?
Country music.
Of
I
course.
can
Country,
I can do country music.
like
um,
nails on a chalkboard, eh?
oh Lord. I mean, if you wanna torture me, you can play me some country music. And maybe also screamo music when they're screaming really loud.
Oh, Mario, we're out. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm sorry. It hurts my ears. I don't know what they're saying, and when I can't hear the lyrics, I'm just like, I can't. It kind of gives me like a blood pressure. My blood pressure skyrockets.
No, it makes sense.
That's what I listen to when I work out, though. You listen to that, and it fucking hypes you the fuck up. You know, I'm like lifting weights that I could never ever carry, just because I'm so hyped.
Tupac and Outlaws when I'm exercising, when I'm hitting the punching bag, I think I got some Outlaws playing there, and that hypes me up. But I could not do the other two genres. That's what I know. I think it's that mainly those two.
Okay. So you said you started making beats 2 years ago. Do you make all your beats like every? Actually, tell me about your music. Is it all produced by you? Do you record? Do you make beats? What do you do?
So I use Logic Pro to make my beats. Ooh. I haven't been able to learn how to play instruments yet. I have a keyboard, but I find it very difficult to learn that. And I haven't been able to get a teacher because of COVID. So I use Logic Pro, and it takes so long to put the beats together. And sometimes, you have to chop it up and mix it up. But I only started doing that 2 years ago, so I'm still learning, and Logic Pro is really confusing sometimes.
Well, kudos. You're doing fantastic from the way it sounds. My next question was, how long did it actually take you to release your most recent album? What is that, The Seductress of Success?
Oh, so the Seductress is my, I guess it's like a carry on from SED8. It's like SED8 the Seductress. I don't necessarily have an album, but I want to do one, but I haven't started doing that. So I guess I've been releasing my music single by single is pretty much what I've been doing, because when you're working by yourself and you're doing everything, I'm writing, I'm making the beat, I'm trying to sing it in my tiny little room, and I'm making the music, the video clips for it, like I'm trying to put it together. It's so much work that it can get really like overwhelming sometimes. And so and because I do it all alone, I feel like sometimes do I have enough guidance? Do I need more guidance? What am I doing? So I guess I never thought about releasing an album, and I guess I just kept dishing out song after song after song without, maybe you could say, proper planning or artist management. But I wanted to do things my way. I find it difficult when other people control creativity.
There's multiple ways to skin a cat. I don't think there's a wrong way.
But have you ever considered going into like a full studio and having a producer help you? Have you ever considered that?
Yes, I have. Sometimes it's hard because where I live in Sydney, I'm in the South Coast. I am like so far away from Sydney City, and a lot of the good producers are up there. So I guess because of that, I am trying to learn to do things on my own. I wanted to be that person that did as much as they could by themselves, because I feel like I hate control. I hate not that I'm not one of those people that are like, please don't ever tell me what to do. I'm not like that, but I think I get nervous around people if I'm singing or doing something creative, because I feel like I'm judged.
That's just vulnerability, man. That's all. I mean, obviously it takes a lot to put yourself out there like that, but no, you're brave for doing it, and you're creative, and not just your music, but even your artwork. There's like a message behind it. I feel maybe I'm reading too into it. I'm an overthinker. Hi.
You're right.
So I mean, no, there's just a lot that it seems like you do put in your music, and so you do have a lot of interesting things. Because when I was going through that one, I kind of listened to a little bit of every jam, and I'm like, okay. And then your artwork just kind of like matched up with it in somehow, and I'm like, okay, well, you, man.
Yeah, I try and write about things that are personal or I've experienced. I find it difficult to write about things I haven't lived. It's like me trying to write about living a gangster life, and I've never done that. So I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, is driving with Tupac, is that considered a gangster life?
No.
I'm not sure.
I don't know about that. I don't think so. I'm just gonna go with no.
But I'm not sure if you saw, I have 2 other songs that I put out, and it was about my dad, my absent father. So that was probably one of the most emotional things that I've done, but it's the only way I can heal is through music. I can't heal any other way. Like sometimes going to a psychologist just does not help, or seeing a counselor doesn't help. And then you
No,
channel it.
that's your positive outlet.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think it's made me very positive as a person, where compared to what I used to be a couple of years ago. I wasn't like this before.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Definitely.
So
So what do you
let's
usually start with? Sorry, Mario.
no go
Where
for
do you
it.
usually start when you're writing your music? Do you go with like the verses first, or do you go for a hook and then you kind of wrap everything else in around what you're trying to, get your point, or how do you do?
Um, to be honest, it's quite varied. Sometimes I start off with something that sounds like a hook, and I think, oh my god, this would be a good chorus, and I have to like quickly sing it into my phone before I forget it. And then there is literally no specific way. I mean, sometimes I have an idea in my mind, like with Red Light District, it was like, okay, I want to do something sexual. Now, how do I do it? And then Red Light District came because I like the theme of the Red Light District. And I was like, let me talk about fantasies that people don't talk about. And one of mine was to be a call girl. What would that feel like? Like, what does it feel like being one? So then I decided to do Red Light District, and it started with the beat, and then I came up with the lyrics. All I knew was that the chorus was going to say Red Light District, and that was it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you meet new people every day, so hey.
I mean, I'm never going to do it. It's just a thought that remains in my
No,
brain.
yeah, we all have some of those, I guess. I get it. Hey. But
This
that's
is
cool.
this is not that kind of podcast, Jake. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, my favorite music is R&B.
Yes.
R&B is my favorite. I love that baby making music, as some may call it.
Ooh,
Ooh.
okay.
So, I really dig your music because of that. um, let's talk about though, like, fuck your life.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you were going through and what that song is about?
That song is about my dad and how he was absent in my life. He never came and saw me. He didn't want anything to do with me. And around that time that I wrote that song, I had spoken to him for the last time, and I knew he didn't want anything to do with me ever again. And I think I was just angry, and I wanted to put everything that I had been through into one song, and it was hard, but I was angry, and that's why I was like, "Fuck your life." I'm just telling him like, fuck you for leaving me, fuck you for not being there. He's remarried, has another daughter. Fuck your wife, fuck all y'all is literally what I'm thinking in my head when I wrote that. But it took a lot of takes for me to sing it because I'd keep getting emotional over it
Yeah.
as well. So it was hard. I don't think he'll ever actually hear it. If he did, it would be great. I don't think he'd like it very much. But that was actually, talking about Logic, that was the first beat I ever made, even though I didn't release it. That was
Nice.
actually the first song I ever did. And for that type of song to be the first song and it being about my dad, like, you could tell that was me that was me trying to heal. That was me beginning my healing process. So, but I didn't release it because it was too personal and I was scared of what people would think. They'd be like, is this some crazy girl, like, talking about her head and what's wrong with it or something.
Let me
So
look at Taylor Swift. You see stuff she's writing
Oh my
about
God,
him.
dude.
It's a problem, sir.
Every single song,
Sorry,
every
Taylor.
single
I
song
love
is
you if you ever
about
see this.
every single ex and everything she's been through.
Oh,
But
no, so I don't write songs about exes though, because I think they'll know that.
Yeah, you don't want him to have that gratification. Come the fuck off.
Mm-mm. But it was the start of my healing process with him. I was trying to encompass everything I've felt from his absence in a 3-minute song, which is never very easy to do, but I think I got most of what I wanted there. But how people interpret it, like what I say and how people interpret it, they're always two different things. So I'm not sure. That's why I wrote a really long story on YouTube about it, just in case somebody bothered to read it. And it made sense afterwards.
Okay.
it's a
Well,
great song.
you did also mention that you have a bunch of songs that no one will ever hear about. How many of those do you have just piled up in the closet that just, maybe one day we'll get to that?
You know what? I do have about, so far, I think I've got about 4 sitting there.
Okay.
They're like in the pile of, I don't know what to do with it, but I like it and I don't want to delete it off Logic Pro yet. So it's sitting in that I'm not sure what to do pile. So, and that's what happens. And a couple of the songs I've released have actually literally sat there for like 2 years. And then I've been like, okay, I'll do something about it now.
Okay, let's get
Well,
it
my
out.
uncle uses Logic a lot for his music too, and it's really kind of difficult for me to wrap my head around because I use Cubase or I use FL Studio. You know, just FL Studio makes it a lot easier, but I think you're working with a Mac-based operating
Yeah.
system,
FL
right?
Studio, I think FL Studio is completely like 20 times harder than Logic.
Really?
Maybe,
Yeah.
but once you learn all the plugins, it's like, dude, that is the most versatile tool I think every audio engineer should have in their repertoire because
I've seen
it's
FL Pro. What is it called? FL Tools.
FL
FL
I've never
Studio.
Studio.
I think they might
FL
have
Studio.
it for
Oh
Mac.
God, man. No, I've
It's
never seen that.
It's
okay.
hard. It's hard. It's you make
It's
beats, you
you can get
edit
lost in
very
it.
little audio. It's more music production, but it's
Samples is what it's
yeah.
using.
Mm. I have literally tried to teach myself Logic, and it's been so hard because sometimes things don't make sense, and I'm just like, what the hell am I actually doing? How do I chop this beat, or how do I find the instrument that I want to find because I don't know the name of the instrument, so it ends up taking me like half an hour to find it. And I'm just like,
It took
wow.
me so long to figure out how to mix and master, and I'm still trying to like get better at it. I have things in the back burner. Mario doesn't know yet, but I started back again.
Ooh, I was planning to learn how to mix and master, and I think I've given up on that part. I think I'm going to leave the pros to do that, and I'm just going to do the rest of it because that
No,
itself.
yeah, I mean, definitely focus on the artistic side because that is you're right that you're the talent, and I think you do a great job at what it is. But do you have anything new coming out that you haven't talked about yet?
Yes, I have a new song coming out. It was going to be called Enjoy the Silence, and I changed it to The Silence. It's about bullying and suicide because I got bullied a lot when I was in school. And
Hmm.
I still have nightmares over it. I still dream about being in school. And I'm nearly 29. I've been out of school for like, I don't even know, what is it, 13 years or something. And I still have nightmares about how bad it was. And I used to feel suicidal. I didn't want to be in this world because I used to hate everybody. Like, why are y'all picking on me? I haven't done anything. So I'm finally gonna release a song about it and trying to just get the message out there because bullying is just it's not cool. I don't understand why people do that. I don't understand what you gain from making another person feel like shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't do it. So that that's my next project. And it is not R&B, it is not rap. I think it's like soft rock or something. I don't even know what genre it is, but I think people are gonna hear it and be like, Shalina's doing that.
Are you making that
Girl,
beat
say
too?
what?
Sorry.
Are you making the beat as well?
Yes, yes, I've already made the beat for it
It's
and
already done.
everything. But I'm now going to finalize it, get it mixed and mastered, and start on a video clip. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to be something, I guess, dark themed, obviously. But I'm excited about that because I'm trying to make this month like a bullying awareness month for myself and my brand, just to talk about it because I feel like it's a topic that we always need to talk about.
I mean, if you need me to fly over to Australia and be in the music video, I will. I mean,
Come over!
it won't be a problem.
Come over, be in my clip, both of you. That would be so cool.
I'm down.
I recorded myself as well, which makes it so hard when you try and record it because you're like directing yourself. And the amount of times I like laugh at myself, I'm like, wow, that was so stupid. Or I fall over or I do something like so unnecessary.
So, I want to ask you this: how are you marketing yourself? How are you marketing the music and yourself? As in your socials and stuff like that.
So Facebook, I have a lot of traction on Facebook with my Facebook friends and stuff. So I market it there, Instagram, YouTube. I'm trying to keep it authentic. Like I haven't marketed it my Spotify and my SoundCloud too much, to be honest, and I probably should get onto that. But because most of my traction is Instagram and Facebook, I go there to market it, and I do get a lot of random feedback as well, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to hear what people think. Or some people are like, "Oh, I did not know you sing," or "I didn't know you looked like that," and I was like, "What the hell does that even
What does that
mean?"
mean?
I don't know, but I've had some weird comments.
What's the weirdest comment you've ever gotten on a social
God.
network? And not just
I've
about music, just the
tell
weirdest
me,
comment.
oh, about music.
Doesn't
Well,
have to
hasn't
be about music. It could be
oh
about
no,
anything.
okay, well I've had people tell me they want me to have their kids. I've had people
That's
tell me
cringeworthy.
sexual things that they want to do to me. and I'm just like, oh my God. Or they'll make a comment about my appearance or my body or something like that. And I'm just like, what the hell? Or they're like, let's meet up for coffee. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. Why do you want to meet me? And then they don't even realize that I'm not in the same city as them. And I'm just like, what the hell?
That the thirst
Hey,
the thirst is
send me a
real.
picture of that pinky toe.
Yeah. Or you've got those people that are like, hi, hi, hi. Every couple of months they say hi and you don't respond. And then you realize when you scroll up, they've been doing that for like 2 years and you're just like, you're still
Oh my
trying?
God.
Like, you're still messaging me and I don't even realize it till I bother to go through it. And I'm like, oh. Then I think if I message back, I'm going to get stalked. So then I still don't message it back.
No, that's creepy. You should never. You should just block that person. Bye.
So that's what I look like. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I look like.
Hey, I would believe it, bro. I would believe it. Anyways,
Probably.
how did you come up with your name?
The date.
Yeah.
So that was before I started doing music because I write poetry and I was like, I need a poet name. Everybody has some poet name and I didn't want to be just Shalina. I wanted to feel like I was a bit, up there, like elevated a level with a name, like I was something special. And then I came up with SED8 because in my mind I was thinking, what do I want people to feel when they read my poetry? I want them to feel calm, relaxed, like somebody can relate to them, like somebody understands them. Then I'm like, I want them to feel sort of like they're sedated. And I'm like, sedate, SED8, and I'm born on the 8th. And it just ended up falling into place. I just went with it. It was 4 letters. It was so simple. And it just became, that just became me. And then I got it trademarked as well. So nobody can take it.
Nice. Okay.
So are you charging us every time I say it?
I couldn't help it. I want to get SED8 tattooed somewhere on me, but I don't know where because my arms have tattoos on it. So I keep checking myself out, like where should I put it on my body, and I don't know yet. So
When did you add the Seductress?
last year, I was thinking, I was like, SED8 feels too short, and I need to put something in there, and then I just put the Seductress in, and then I liked it, so I went with that. Well, Seductress of Success for my business side of things, but I'd have SED8 the Seductress. I don't know. I'm hoping that it sounds tempting to people. I'm not sure if it does or if people are like, what the fuck? But that was the goal.
I swear it sounds like one of those super hot characters on a video game or something. SED8 the Seductress. That's what I picture.
I like that. I'm keeping it. You've inspired me to keep that now. I'm just gonna go with it.
You should. It is you, and like you said, you already have like your own story behind it. So I think that's what makes it the most unique. So good job on that.
Thank you.
So what's your favorite type of poetry to write?
Ooh. I'd like to write things that might fuck with a person's head, and they read it and they're like, is this about me? Who is it about? Or what the fuck are you talking about? I like to start that conversation and then people can make their minds sort of wander. But most of my poetry comes from a place of darkness, and I might try and put a twist on it, but I'm not sure, depending on how I'm feeling. A lot of my poetry came when I was drunk, and it just sounded so much better in my mind when I was drunk. So, and then I saw it the next day and I was like, oh, I don't remember writing this, but I did.
I need to fix that cadence.
It's happened many times. It's like that you feel things so deeply when you drink, and then when you sober up, you're like, was it really that bad, or was I really that emotional? I don't know. That's not a really good way to market myself, is it? Like, hey, I'm SED8, the drunk poet. Like, that's what that sounds like.
The drunk seductress.
Honestly, though, that drunk mind speaks the truth.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the proper way to say that.
Drunk words are so
English
fast.
is hard, but
No, that's so. That put a positive spin on it. Now people will be like, "Oh, she was so honest when she wrote that," which I was, of course.
yeah, exactly.
I was
That's
probably
when you feel like
myself,
you're. I've gotten the most feedback from drunk people when about anything. That's when they talk the most shit because that's really what they think, or that's when they are able to tell me that they love me because they're so vulnerable.
Fucking love you, bro.
I fucking love you, man.
What's the weirdest thing you've heard somebody say to you when they've been drunk and you've been like, "Whoa"?
I love you.
Can I pee on your ankles?
Oh, whoa.
Well, wait, I didn't hear that. What was that?
I don't know if you want to hear that.
Oh no!
I think that's just you'll listen to it later on when we release this episode. And
I
you'll
don't
be
know
like,
if
what
you
the
remember
fuck?
that, Mario, but that was
I
around the time you were around as well.
I do not, and
I heard ankles. I heard ankles. That's the only word I heard.
Good. Hopefully you don't rewatch this and hear what I said because it's awkward. Anyway, moving forward.
Oh, whoa. Anyways,
I know. So did you have anything like for your listeners that you'd like to say to them right now, or any news?
Any news?
Mhm.
Well, the news is that I am coming out with more music, and I'm going to be doing like my own little talk show as well. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be a reflection of things that we go through as a society, or things about absent parents and its effects. So I'm trying to be that type of artist who's multifaceted, not just music, but I do many different things, because I feel like people limit themselves as to how much potential they have. And I think I'm trying to show people that you can do things that seem so opposite and you can still be so successful. Like, I do music, but I also do resumes and I help people find jobs, and they're so different, but it's what keeps me going. And it's never too late to start doing music. I mean, I only started when I was 27, so like, properly.
I mean, I just turned 28. I probably don't look it, but hey.
No, I feel like you guys look so young. I wanted to ask, and then I'm like, is that really rude? And I didn't want to be rude.
No, see, that's what he and I were talking about. I'm like, I want to like ask her, but I don't know how she'll feel about that. But you said you're almost 29, so I'm like, okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say like 26, 24. I don't know.
Oh, I'm trying to stay forever young, but I don't know if that will happen. I mean, I don't think I can be 50 years old and being like, I am the seductress, because people will be like, get the fuck out.
Hey, there is an actress. I figured her name. What was it, Selena or something like that? Mario, help me out here.
Selena what?
Hispanic actress. I think her name was like.
There's a Hispanic singer, a Mexican singer called Selena.
I don't know if that's the one, but she's like in her 50s and she looks like.
Oh no, she passed away.
She's
when
30.
She was
It's like.
22. What are you talking about?
I can't think of her right now. I'll have to pull her up and look. Hold on.
Well, look at J-Lo. She's what, in her mid
Her
50s,
too.
and she looks like she's fucking 25.
Oh, I admire people like that. It's just like you can get people of any age to
So,
fuck around with you
How
when you-
old do you think I am? Honestly.
So I was trying to stalk you like before I got on this figure it out as well. I was trying to, and I was watching like videos, and I'm like, I don't know how old these guys are. You guys look like mid-20s, like early to mid-20s was what I thought.
I'm 27, 28 this year.
I was close, but you guys look very young. So, so when you're like 40, you're only gonna look like you're 30 probably. So it must be the genes. Is it the genes?
I don't know. My jeans are pretty tight. Just kidding. It's the skinny jeans. It's not my jeans. It's not my family jeans. It's my skinny jeans that make me look young.
Oh my god. And of course I was gonna take that the dirty way. I'm sorry. My mind is like completely in the gutter always. Whoops, I'm sorry.
Well, you're SED8 the Seductress. Of course it's in the gutter.
Yes. Yes.
At least she has a dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey. What did you say? Sorry.
Oh, I said at least you have a dark sense of humor. I like it. That's funny.
Well, that's the thing. Like in my culture, we don't talk about sex and taboos and all that. So it really frustrates me when I can't talk openly. So I try and do it through like music and other channels, things that I can't talk about.
So how is it? How do your parent or your mom? How does she perceive your music? How does she see it? How does she feel about it? Has she heard it?
She doesn't properly listen to it. So if I'm talking about anything sexual, for her, it's just like, oh, it's just a song. Like she won't read into it or be like, Shalina, what is this? Like she won't say that. So I'm like, thank God. Otherwise, I'm telling you, if this was other parents, other Indian parents, I wouldn't even be allowed to even write such a thing. Some Indian parents are that strict.
Oh, you would have an arranged marriage in no time if that were the case.
Oh no way! shouldn't say what I'm about to say, but I don't think I'm not very excited about, somebody coming straight from India and me marrying them because
Hey,
I'm,
I like this guy. Y'all are getting married. Keep him around.
I can't do
What the
that.
hell?
My mom doesn't believe in arranged marriage at all, thank God.
Good.
In fact, she's more so like, just don't get married because you just stay single. It's fun that way. So I'm a bit
Shit.
torn between what I
You
should
don't
do.
you don't need a man. You don't need a
No, your
man.
mom sounds smart. That's for sure.
Or
I
a
mean,
woman. Sorry, I didn't mean to assume.
hey, we can roll both ways, right?
Shit. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens in Music Junkie stays in Music Junkies. Just saying.
That's right. All the secrets are coming out right now. But I don't have that pressure. But I mean, obviously, a companion would be nice. I mean, it does get lonely sometimes.
Lonely on top or on the bottom.
Um,
Power.
on top, can I go with that?
So who would you love to make a song with? And let's say in the R&B world, R&B, just R&B,
Weekend.
not some The
The
Weeknd.
weekend.
That was fast.
Oh, as soon as you said it, I was like, imagine him. Like, he is just sex on legs sometimes.
Is it his voice? Is it him? What is it?
It's definitely not his haircut.
No,
he has okay
I
hair
said
now.
that.
He has the okay little fro. It's kind of clean. Before, I mean, it was.
I mean, yeah, I can't say I was a fan of that haircut, but I guess that's what got him his.
That's how I remember him always. I can't.
I think it's
Wait.
his voice, like the style of music. Like you always want to fuck to that. I feel.
I
Not all
swear, when I first heard The Weeknd, I was like, he sounds so much, and people will probably think I'm crazy for this, but I thought he sounded a lot like Michael Jackson. He had that high Michael Jackson like voice.
He does.
I love it. I love The Weeknd. Weeknd's one of my favorite artists.
You like
And
Michael Jackson as well?
it's Michael Jackson. Who doesn't like Michael Jackson?
Oh, there are some weirdos out there who don't like him, and I find that very strange.
If you're into music, if you like music and you don't like Michael Jackson, you're a poser. You're fake. Come on.
You're a poser. You're
What?
mainstream. Get lost.
You're full of shit.
You guys are fucking assholes. Get the fuck out of my face.
Oh,
No,
I would
Michael.
love to like do a remix with Tupac, like a song of his with mine. But I feel like if I did that, if I fuck up even like 0.5%,
Yeah.
that is game over.
Honestly, that's what I think. Because there's people that have remixed like Michael Jackson songs. There's people that have remixed Notorious B.I.G. songs. I'm like, oh, if you like, sometimes they're the shit. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're complete shit. And I'm like, you can't really take someone with like them and remix their music because
Try to
it's
rise
too
to
hard.
that level.
It's too hard.
Good luck.
You'll never compare it to someone
No,
up there.
absolutely. So I think that dream just remains in my mind. Maybe one day, but I mean, I see Tupac everywhere at night.
And you know what song I would remix from Tupac is "Keep Your Head Up,"
Yes.
but I would make it more of a Hispanic type of "Keep Your Head Up." Even though "Keep Your Head Up" is kind of like open to like all nationalities, all ethnicities, because it's just talking about how females are. So
Like that reggae.
I'd kind of make it more about the Hispanic, life and here in the States. But it's just that's the first song that came to mind whenever I think of like remixing one of theirs.
Yes. I started listening to Tupac because when I read about his story, he didn't have a father. His father was absent, and his mum was a single parent. And I think I started resonating with that a lot, and especially because he's got songs about that as well, called Biological and Papa's Song. And that was when it really hit me, and I just bawled my eyes out. I was like, Tupac cares. Thank God.
Don't nobody else care.
No, nobody. That's right. Absolutely. Oh, and I think that was what really attracted me to him. In my battle.
So I grew up with my brother listening to Tupac. That was his life. You would go in his room just like you, posters everywhere, Tupac. And my brother's 9 years older than me. So, we had a big gap. So I was like this big and he was, almost a teenager, and I would look up to him and I would listen to the same stuff he did, and just Tupac he was everything.
Stuck.
But confession, I started listening to Tupac because I was trying to impress someone. That's how that started.
Oh,
But then I grew to love him. But I
okay.
haven't told anybody this until now. All the freaks come out on Music Junkies. So
All the secrets come out.
all the
Yeah,
secrets come
we
out.
don't even got to get you drunk to spill the beans.
Damn.
I
I'll drink
just-
to that.
My friend wanted me to download Tupac music for him. This is going back when there was no iPods and none of that. I started downloading and thinking I
LimeWire.
was. Sorry. Yes, LimeWire. Yes. Oh my god, you're taking me back to my
Nostalgia. Jeez.
years. And I started downloading all these songs, and I was like, how many fucking songs does Tupac have? And it just kept going on and on, the amount of songs. And then I gave it to him, and I started trying to be cool because I liked him. And then it started from there, what turned out as a crush on him, and then I ended up loving Tupac instead.
But I mean, even then, you downloaded that LimeWire days, so you were very young already. You were like a preteen to teenager, right?
I was about in the 9th grade. What would that make me like?
Ninth
14?
grade, you were 14.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's still young. People are still discovering what they like at that age. So it's not like you know. A lot of the music I listened to was to impress, the girls, or a lot of the stuff that I did was to impress girls, and I learned to love it. You know what I mean?
Exactly what happened with me. Oh, I don't feel so weird anymore.
I'm sure Jake picked up a guitar to try to write a love song
Dude,
for
that
a
was
girl.
my bread and butter in elementary school, through high school. I mean, but then you have to beat them down because, you start getting hoarded by them all.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Hey, everyone knows the frontman gets the most ladies at a show. Okay?
I mean, that was pretty true for me.
Do you play drums? Does anyone play drums? Because I find that so sexy when I see men playing drums. I'm like, whoa, what do you do with your hands?
What can you do with your hands, your tongues, your your everything at the same
Can
time?
I just say what I was thinking out loud? Oops.
I'll bleep that out. No.
So here I'm gonna give you a music recommendation. If you like R&B and you like that baby making music, this is
Yeah.
a artist that me and my girl listen to, and that I've seen personally like 3 or 4 times. His name is Somo.
Oh,
Have you heard of him?
yes. I like that dude.
Yeah, so he's from Texas and he makes baby making music. He makes like a little bit of like R&B. He has a little country spin because he's from the country, but it's more R&B. And I that's the song, that's the music you fuck to.
Got a song called Ride, I think.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Is that the one? I know this person. Yes. Brownie points for me.
Yeah.
Whatever she was searching on her computer, it don't count. I'm just kidding.
Somo. Just real quick.
We'll go again.
Yeah, I know.
We'll go real quick.
I talk a lot of shit. My bad.
No, I enjoy it. It's fun. I enjoy being able to be my authentic self because you're non-judgmental. I like non-judgmental.
Oh, no. No judgments here.
Flow and don't think you're weird, but if they do, they won't say it.
I mean, I think you're a lot weird, but it's fine. We're all a lot weird.
It's totally fine. We're all a little weird.
Excellent.
So, what is your ultimate goal in music?
My goal is to continue to do things myself and not have to rely on other people. But I guess it's more so to reach people who have been through things in their life, like domestic violence. I'm writing a song about that because I faced that as well. Fatherlessness. So just any type of social issues, I'm trying to turn that into a song so that it's, I guess, a creative way to channel it and for people to relate to it. So I think that's my goal, to be the voice of the voiceless. I think that's what it is, to, speak up and break the walls down about things. That's really my goal. Not even in music, but in everything that I do.
In life.
That's my plan, because growing up, I felt like I couldn't say the things I wanted to say and be myself. And now I've found my voice, and it's like, you're not taking that away.
Empowering. Almost liberating.
Absolutely. Like when you go through like trauma and bullying and domestic violence, that all that shit breaks you, and then you find your voice again, and it's like,
You're rebuilding
not
yourself.
taking that away from me
Yeah.
any ever again. So that's my plan to. I don't know if I can help people, but at least to, I don't know, empower them through music would be lovely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's all the questions I have. I do want to give you one moment of like kind of sell yourself to anyone that's listening that hasn't heard you, or to
Oh
anyone
my
that
God.
does
We're
currently
not
listen
talking
to
about
you.
her fantasy already, Mario. Come on.
Minus the fantasies.
I mean, if you want to throw those in too, I'm sure they'll love it. So, yeah,
Oh
floor is
wow.
yours.
What am I going to say about myself? So I am known as SED8. I'm never hard to find anywhere on social media, on YouTube. My music is an expression of myself. You're not going to get anything but authenticity from me. It's all about my journey, and I want to share my journey with people. And because music has saved me from, suicide and all sorts of things, I want to share that with people. So if you decide to get on board with me, you'll only be getting real and raw from me. However I am, what I am is what you're going to get. And I love to reach out and connect with everybody. So if you ever have a story to share with me or want me to write a song about something, I will dedicate it straight to you.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's more so what it is.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for coming on the show. It was a great time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was fun.
Of course.
Of course. Thank you so much. And again, welcome to the Music Junkies family. If you need anything, feel free to reach out to Mario and I. We'd be happy to chit chat, talk, help you out, whatever.
Yes.
Hopefully we get you back on this show sometime in the future, but just to see how things have been going.
Yes, absolutely.
Alrighty, Music Junkies. Well, that was she said her name was SED8.
SED8 the Seductress.
SED8 the Seductress. Man, she was a feisty little ball of fun.
Yeah, she was great. She has great music, and it's crazy. I knew, by listening to her music, I'm not saying, it's unprofessional or anything, but you could tell she's putting her own heart and soul into it, and she's doing everything. I did not know about the beats, though. The beats are amazing. I didn't know she made those herself.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because when I've listened to them, the quality of them sounded good, but I'm like, I'm like, is this a beat that she bought, or did she?
That, I swear, I was wondering the same thing. I was like, oh, I wonder, because it's a good beat. Is she making this herself, or what is she
No,
doing?
I mean, obviously, like, even with her artwork that's on, like with her YouTube, it all ties in together. So it does seem like she puts a lot of thought into what she does. She doesn't have a problem showing vulnerability. She has absolutely no filter. I think she's awesome, people, and I do hope we have another opportunity to have her back on the show.
Yeah, she's great. I can't wait to, talk to her a little more. Can't wait to talk to a lot of people. And I do want to announce this episode is that we have a reggae artist coming on the show next.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I won't say who it is yet, but it is a reggae artist. It's a reggae band. They're trying to get the whole band into the Zoom, so maybe like 4 or 5 people. But for now, we got the singer. Um, for sure, next week we have an episode, and we're going to continue to bring episodes. It's been a little rocky, COVID and everything opening back up.
Scheduling.
So scheduling has been an issue. Communications, people don't get back to me, and it's just, it's just
Sorry.
a fucking mess. But we're doing our best, and I actually, honestly, I have about maybe 5 interviews scheduled already. As crazy as it sounds, we're not big, but I have so many people contacting me to be on the show. I think as of now, about 25 messages of up and coming artists, small time, big time artists hitting us up because they want to get interviewed, which feels amazing to me. And I thank you guys, for helping us get to this point where artists really want us to interview them, because this is a great feeling. I love what I do. I love why I do it, and I know Jake feels the same way. We're so happy. We're so happy that you guys have given us a chance to be your voice and, get the information that, sometimes you want to know, or sometimes you never thought you would get to know about a certain person or a certain artist.
I'm still learning shit about like music through all these other artists that we're having. I don't know if you guys think as much into it as I do, but I mean, hey, for what it's worth, I enjoy it. Mario enjoys it. We hope you do enjoy it. And if you want to show your support even s'more, I just said s'more,
even
s'more.
s'mores by the
Go to the
campfire.
website, check out our merch. If you like any of our T-shirts, definitely show your support by buying one of those, and we'll definitely give you a shout out on the next show if you do purchase within the week.
Purchase. Put it up on Instagram. Tag us. We'll promote it
give
on.
you a shout out.
Yeah, we'll promote it on all our stories. We'll even mention you in the next episode. And we don't just have merch. We also have a support button on every episode at the bottom, YouTube, in the description. You could support and just donate $5, $10, $100. And if you want to see some titties, Jake will send you a free titty pic if you donate $1,000. Just saying.
It may or may not be mine.
For reals, we love you guys. Please stay safe, and we'll be here next week.
Later on, Music Junkies.